Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TMR Live. That's right, TMR Live is here once again inside the Patriot Pit of Valley Forge Christian College for tonight's exciting semifinal action in this Intramural League. The first game tonight will be between the undefeated TruStaff squad facing the winners from last night in the 10 o'clock matchup, 24 Downs Showtime. Showtime ended up with a 35-30 victory last night over the Buhler Down Ballers. All thanks to a lot of defensive help by their squad and some miscues on Buhler's action, especially the free throw shooting of Buhler's guards, Devon Avant and Alex Robinson. But, you know, Showtime definitely handled control of the game. They kept it fast-paced, and I think that's what they have to do tonight against this staff squad. But let me run down the rosters that are going to be available for tonight's action. At least that what I have on paper here. First, we'll run down Showtime, who are coming in with a 6-3 record, 5-3 in the regular season, and their win last night. Will Gwynn, Matt McKenzie, who was unavailable in last night's game, both Brad and Brandon Kajawa. Phil Bishop, Jake Baldwin, Tyler Fowler, and Stephen Stave Jane. Around that is the Showtime squad, with the staff having Tim Lateef, Justin Mitchell, Ben Franco, Pete Englert, Doug Smith, Reggie Chappell, Nat Knoll, and Ron Shea Vargas. That is a stellar squad and well deserving of their 8-0 record currently. Now we have a second game that's happening later on tonight. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first I want to run down what happened because actually Staff and Showtime did play once this season. The Staff ended up winning the first meeting by a count of 63-45. It was Staff's first game of the season, right after spring break, March 15th. But Showtime was without Murph, which is Brad Kajawa, and Matt McKenzie. Murph and Matt were not available that game, but are, from what I hear, are available for tonight's action. So it is going to be something that I think Showtime is looking forward to. Brad Kajawa is their biggest three-point shooter, and he was crucial from the line last night. And it could be necessary tonight. Even though the staff do not foul a whole lot, they will foul, and there will be times where they will foul because there's a lot of big men, and they will get it in the act of shooting where they will be able to get to the line. So look for Showtime to possibly drive a lot, but also to try to get that look for Murph to try to get that outside shot going, because once he gets that going, it's unstoppable. The one person that they truly have to stop is Justin Mitchell. He's a good all-around player, assistant women's basketball coach, and former men's basketball player at Valley Forge, and he is a stellar athlete. I can't explain how stellar he is. I mean, last time I saw him, he had a couple dunks in the game, and it was just phenomenal. And he can hit the outside tray, he can go mid-range, he can also drive in, as proven. So Justin Mitchell, an all-around player. I spoke with Captain Will Gwynn of Showtime earlier this evening, and he said they're their game plan is to put Phil Bishop's leg, I think he was referring to the prosthetic leg, out in front of Justin Mitchell to try to stop him. So yeah, I don't think anything stops Justin Mitchell, especially when he's hungry for championships and victories. So that is something that is going to be tough for Showtime to really handle, but we'll see what happens in just 20 when the game gets on in 24 minutes. I should have Aaron Stewart with me a little bit later on to help with coverage of tonight's action. But our second game at 10 o'clock is going to be the 24-up Diversity versus the Beisel-up Buds. Diversity coached by Latrell Alford. I had the post-game interview with him last night during the second game, and it's going to be a tough battle, he says. So I believe that to be true, as both teams were 7-1 through the regular season. And Buds are coached by Drew Godwin. This is their first and only meeting this season. So this is something that I kind of am looking forward to commentating tonight. Let me run down the rosters here. Of course, 24 Diversity has Jason Vorkey, Hans Hyuk, Jason Cho, Alfonso Santos, Jerome Monroe, Kareem Boyd, Dorian Villagran, Gerson, a.k.a. Tito Perez, Mike Nelson, and Lucas White. Now, there's a question mark with Luke White as cousin, as we found out this morning that a relative of theirs, I think, was having issues or has passed. So our hearts go out to their family, and I believe the Whites were going up to see the family. So Lucas White might not be available for the action this evening. For the Buds, we have on roster Mark Bowman, Dave Carmen, Mike Duffy, Blake Philippi, Jake Furley, and Joe L. Aprante, along with Kevin Wilson and Keith Watkins. Keith Watkins hasn't been around the last couple games, probably because Kevin was, because his good teammate Kevin Wilson was injured for a good portion of the games with a shoulder injury. But Kevin is actually going to be active tonight. This is going to be his first game since his shoulder injury. He had it wrapped up as he was warming up earlier this evening, so we'll see how his shoulder will feel when 10 o'clock comes around. I am supposed to have a pre-game interview with probably either before or during the 10 o'clock game with Coach Godwin. So we'll see what it transpires between now and then. It is currently 8:39 here on the East Coast, 5:39 on the West. We have some Major League sports scores to tell you about around the circuit, so let me run them down for you. First, the finals in baseball. The Reds beat the Brewers 7-6 in 10 innings. Phillies beat the Diamondbacks 8-4. Atlanta Braves beat the San Diego Padres 7-0. The Marlins lost to the Dodgers in extras 5-4 by the assistance of Andre Ethier. He's got a good streak going. Philly now takes back the Phillies now take the NL East lead back by a half a game with their win and the Florida loss. And Rockies, who were holding the best record in baseball, lost to didn't lose. That game against the Cubs got postponed due to rain. We got a lot of games in action. We'll get to them in just a second. Roy Oswalt left the Phils on a bereavement to make sure his family's safe because tornadoes touched down near the Oswalt home in Mississippi. So prayers go out to the Oswalt family, as hopefully things are all right down there. We have some NFL news. Peyton Hillis, well, this is NFL/entertainment news, as Peyton Hillis is the person who ends up being on the cover for Madden NFL 12. In NBA news, good news for Knicks fans who liked seeing the combination of Stoudemire, Billups, and Melo. Billups actually is going to be staying, as the Knicks picked up his $14.2 million option today. So good news on that front for the Knicks, as they keep one of these stars that they picked up this season. Actually, let's go to the NBA scores right now. It's a barn burner in the third quarter. 4:50 left to go in the third. It is the Heat leading 60-58 right now. So the Heat are up on the Sixers right now, but it is close as close can be. If the Heat win this tonight, they will go on to face the Celtics in the conference semifinals. Spurs and Grizzlies just getting underway, and Nuggets and Oklahoma City Thunder will be going at 9:30 tonight. In NHL action, the Bruins and Canadians are tied at 2. This is both games tonight are game 7s. Right now, it's nearing the second intermission for the Canadians-Bruins game. Right now tied at 2 and still 0-0 with 3:37 left in the first period. Lightning and Penguins, no score. So, and Marc-Andre Fleury in goal for the Pens. Swinging over to Major League action, we got this is a big score change right now. Because last time I checked the Major League scores, the Orioles and Red Sox were still tied. It's bottom of 5th. The Orioles lead 4-0. The Yankees were up 3-0 at my last check. That was at top of 5th. It's now bottom of 6th. Yankees lead 3-1. Indians up on the Royals 6-2. Top 5. Mets and Nationals in bottom of 4th. Mets leading 1-0. A's are over the Angels right now in the 6th. 1-0. Mariners leading the Tigers in the top 5 or top 6. I can't really tell. I think it's top 6. 4-1. Pirates have a lead on Giants in top of 7th. 1-0. Going to the bottom 3rd. Houston and St. Louis still tied. Toronto and Texas still tied. Top 3 and top 2nd. Tampa Bay Rays leading the Twins 4-0. So a lot of craziness so far tonight in all around the nation with sports. So definitely something to look at. We got a lot of crazy action happening tonight in just a few minutes, about 15 minutes to go here before action begins, or at least near 15 minutes, as the Showtime versus Staff will be coming up. We'll have a little bit more outlook and a little bit of in-depth analysis when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Here on TMR Live. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMR coverage here inside the Patriot Pit of Valley Forge Christian College. Mikey Edwards here joining you. You're seeing some of the both teams warming up for tonight's crazy action. We're just about 4 minutes before the start of tonight's game between Showtime and the Staff. Right now I see Tim Lateef, Justin Mitchell, Pete Englert, Doug Smith, Ben Franco, and Nat Knoll. Reggie Chappell and Ron Shea Vargas not actually present at the current moment. We got Roguin, I know, is here. Brad Kajawa, Jake Baldwin, Stave Jane, Tyler Fowler, Phil Bishop. Reggie Chappell just walked in. So all they're missing is Ron Shea Vargas. I do not know, is Andres Castaneda playing? I do not think so. He is not on roster, so I highly doubt he is in action. So I'm actually hoping Aaron Stewart will be joining me also, but he is nowhere to be found. So, just want to give you some, of course, in-depth analysis. Staff won the meeting back on March 15th, 63-45. But Matt McKenzie and Brad Kajawa were not available. Looks like Matt McKenzie still not present. So it concerns me whether he's going to be here or not. As Pete Englert realizes it is live. Little shout out to my boy Pete from the admissions department. Known as Corey Matthews back when he first came here. Now is a well-known admissions counselor, originally from the New York district. So, Showtime won last night 35-30 over Beulah Down, as Beulah did not have their free throws going, but Brad Murph Kajawa had his knocking down. So we should be looking at some exciting action. I think that Matt McKenzie is actually going to end up being at, if he is playing soccer, he's not making it here tonight, because I do not see him, and I do not think he's going to actually make it in time for action. So that's all right. Each team's got enough to go. Showtime's going with 7 of their 8, as Murph's brother Brandon is not available right now, but he could be here because he did show up late last time. So it is highly possible. Staff is only without Ron Shea Vargas right now. And what did I tell you? Brandon Kajawa on your screen. He's by the little window area, walking from left to right on the far end. He's actually making his way in, as both teams will circle up for a word of prayer. Matt McKenzie is here, so he will be in action tonight. Isaac Ransom reffing, and I do not know who else is. We shall see. I do not think that I don't think that they're gonna try the whole leg thing Showtime, but you never know. As we are getting underway here, I'll take a brief break. We'll be back after this. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Starting lineup for the staff is Tim Lateef, Pete Englert, Ben Franco, Justin Mitchell, and Doug Smith. I believe trainer Bob Spade will be reffing this game. I don't know about the second game. Brad Kajawa, Jake Baldwin, Phil Bishop, Will Gwynn, and Brandon Kajawa will be starting for Showtime. Like I said, small crowd in the sultry Patriot Pit. We are here on Mikey Report Live. Glad you can be with us. Mikey Edwards here. Hopefully joined by my partner a little bit later on. As Justin Mitchell has the ball for the staff, swung to Pete Angler. Angler runs to the top of the key, kicks it down to Tim Lateef on the baseline. Swings it up to Angler and around to Justin Mitchell, who runs in to drive but gets back out. And little known fact, Brad Kajawa actually wore Justin Mitchell's number last year, the number 3. So that something I didn't realize until just now. So interesting. Justin Mitchell for 3, no good. Rebound by Kajawa. Murph brings it up, guarded by Mitchell, swung down to Will Gwynn, who spots up for 3, no good. Rebounded by Doug Smith. Stolen away by Will Gwynn. Of course, they are doing their fast-paced action. Jake Baldwin doesn't get it to go. Tim Lateef with the board. As Pete Engler skips it down to Ben Franco. Franco drives in and is fouled by Brandon Kajawa. That would be his team first. But no personal fouls are called in this matchup. Only the championship matchup, which is tomorrow night at 9. Mikey Report covering all the action for you from, of course, here inside the Patriot Pit. We're up in our broadcast booth above the Hersha Hospitality Management sign. As Tim Lateef has the ball, Tim Lateef, the admissions counselor, swings it to fellow counselor Pete Engler. Skipped into Justin Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it down to Tim Lateef on the wing. Almost gets it inside to Engler, but stolen away by Phil Bishop. Brought up by Brandon Kajawa. Tucks it into Jake Baldwin, who puts it up. Oh, almost gets it to go. Rebounded by Will Gwynn. Foul on the floor against Staff. That's their first. One foul per team. Brandon Kajawa almost gets it to go. Rebound by Justin Mitchell. Mitchell runs it down over to Tim Latif. Latif gets it to go. The first points on the board go into the Staff's favor, 2-0. Staff can run a fast-paced game just like the Showtime, so all depends. Phil Bishop going for three, almost gets it, but rebounded by Justin Mitchell. Pete Englert kicks it back to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Latif on the far side. Doug Smith looking for an opening. Gets it stolen away by Will Gwynn. Gwynn driving and gets it to go. Will Gwynn gets the first points for Showtime. It's tied up at 2. About 16:30 in the half. Latif over to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to fake Kajawa. Kajawa hardcore stuck with him, but kicks out to Angler as Angler and the Kajawas are fellow New Yorkians, as Angler will go to the line after the foul by Showtime. Showtime's second team foul. Angler misses the first. And he makes the second. It's a 1-point game. Brandon Kajawa kicks it down to Phil Bishop. Kicked up top of key 3. Almost gets it. Grabbed by Justin Mitchell as he takes it on the far side. Mitchell doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Kajawa. Kajawa guarded by Latif, trying to get around. Slapped away, but taken by Baldwin as he goes to the line, shooting 2. Nat Knoll and Reggie Chappell will be coming in after the first. Almost gets it as Staff goes big now. Baldwin makes the second. Is tied up again, 3-3. Chappell over to Smith, who gets it to go. Reggie Chappell picks up an assist. Doug Smith with the bucket. It's 5-3. Stolen away by Nat Knoll. Taken back by Brandon Kajawa. Showtime. Over to his brother Murph. Murph over to Gwynn. Gwynn over to Brandon Kajawa, who doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Doug Smith. Passed ahead to Justin Mitchell. Mitchell out to Knoll for 3. Good. Nat Knoll hit the game-winning 3 against the Buds a couple games ago, so that was a big plus. Phil Bishop kicks it over to Will Gwynn. Gwynn. And it stays. Phil Bishop doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Justin Mitchell. Down for Nat Knoll as he gets the roll. It's a 10-3 game. Wogwin over to Brad Kajawa. Into his brother Brandon. And Brandon Kajawa will be going to the line, shooting 2. As Brandon Kajawa misses the first as subs come in. Stave Jane in for Phil Bishop. Give him Phil a little break. As Brandon doesn't get it to roll. It's 10-3. Showtime 1-4 from the stripe. Ben Franco driving in, gets it to go. A good roll by Ben Franco. Brandon Kajawa down to Stave Chain. Stave doesn't get to go. Rebound by Jake Baldwin. Taken back to the wing by Wynn. No good from deep on top of the key from Murph. Justin Mitchell trying to do a spin move. Kicks it out to Reggie Chappell for 3. No good. Rebounded by Brandon Kajawa. Will Gwynn bringing it up. Trying to keep out of the way of Justin Mitchell. As Murph keeps it Stave. Over to Gwynn. Gwynn into Baldwin. Oh, it doesn't get to go. Rebound by Ben Franco. As Brandon Kajawa bringing it. Almost loses it. As Pete Engler and Tim Latif come back in for the staff, and Tyler Fowler comes in for the Showtime. Over to Brad Kajawa. A little bunch up on that side. Kicked out to Stave June. Into Will Gwynn. Gwynn doesn't get to go as he was guarded by his RD, Reggie Chappell. Reggie Chappell, the RD and women's basketball coach. Will Gwynn gets the ball into Murph. Murph kicks it out to Stave. Stave over to Kajawa. Into Fowler, blocked by Chappell as it's taken by Nat Knoll and Tim Latif up the court. To Pete Engler. Engler guarded by Gwynn. As, whoa. Stolen away by Kajawa. Kajawa on the fast break as he'll be going to the line. Like I said in the pregame, Kajawa, one of their better shooters. So that is something to be positive. He gets his first. As he missed, as it is a 12-5 game. Justin Mitchell tries to take it up, doesn't get to go. Ultimately rebounded by Brandon Kajawa. Over to his brother Brad, all the way down to Will Gwynn, who misses, rebounded by Stave. Rebound, almost got it to go from Tyler Fowler. Stolen away by Will Gwynn. Rebound by Justin Mitchell. Bucket good by Justin Mitchell. It's a 14-5 game. 7:15 left to go in the first half. Stave Chain misses the three, rebounded by Reggie Chappell. Chappell into Engler. Engler gets around Brandon Kajawa. Swung over to Tim Latif, who drives, kicks out to Engler for three. No good and out of play. This game brought to you by My Plastic Canvas. For all your plastic canvas gifts and needs, visit mottplasticcanvas.webs.com. That's M-O-T-T, plasticcanvas.webs.com. As Brandon Kajawa puts up the two, making it a 14-7 game. Nat Knoll hits it from downtown. It is 17-7. Stolen away by Pete Engler as he... Oh! What a... and one. Engler to Latif to Mitchell. Almost one more player would have been a hat trick of assists. Mitchell misses the three-point play, rebounded by Baldwin. Handed off to Brandon Kajawa. Kicked over to his brother Brad. Now, everyone's on this. Out of bounds by Justin Mitchell over here on this side. Showtime ball. 4:25 left to go in the half. Kajawa for three, no good. Rebounded by Chappell. Thrown up to Engler, who sets for the three. Doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Brandon Kajawa. Well, Gwynn brings it up. Gwynn. Over to Brandon Kajawa for two. 10-point game. As Tim Latif. Oh, they're calling a block? I thought Tim just tripped, but okay. I'm not the ref. It's 19-9, 3-14, and counting. Justin Mitchell into Latif, who gets blocked, but out of bounds. It is Showtime ball, under 3 minutes to go in the half. Gwynn kicks it out to Kajawa. Kajawa misses the baseline tray, rebounded by Mitchell. Angler over to Latif, into Chappell. Chappell is fouled. Is he going to the line or is he shooting? He is shooting. It's 19-9 with 2 minutes to go. Matt McKenzie will be checking in along with Doug Smith after the first. Oh, and Phil Bishop also checking back in. So Stevie Jane and Will Gwynn along with Justin Mitchell getting a breather for their teams. Chappell went 1 for 2. Rebound by Baldwin. Kicked over to Kajawa. Brandon Kajawa, that is. Foul on the floor. Showtime with the inbound. Over to Phil Bishop for 3. No good. Foul against Showtime. Staff ball. Reggie Chappell over to Doug Smith. Back to Chappell for 2. 22-9 with under a minute to go in the half. Kachawa throws it away. As Brandon Kajawa gets the and 1, 22-11 the score right now. As Kajawa shooting one with just under, with the tick time winding down. And that is the end of the half. It is 22-12. We're going to take a brief break. Second half action coming to you live from the Patriot Pit after this.
Gotta give myself a break, dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the sultry Patriot Pit of Valley Forge Christian College. Mikey Edwards here, bringing you the action here on the court where the staff lead 22-12. And I have to say, it's a low-scoring game. However, Showtime needs to pick up the pace and try to slow the staff team down, because
right now it's just not transpiring for them as the shots aren't going down. They need to actually get everything to work in their favor. They'll start with the ball to start second half. We're going back to live action down on the court. Right now, as it is started, second half underway, Showtime already with a couple points on the board, 22-14. Justin Mitchell, top of the key three, misses, rebounded by Doug Smith. It is Showtime ball. As they currently have a better time of possession here in the second half. Bishop swings it to Brandon Kajawa, kicks it into, almost kicked it into his brother Brad, but just couldn't get it to go. I think it does stay. I guess it was off of a staff player, Phil Bishop. Into Gwynn, into Brandon Kajawa. Kajawa puts it up, no good, gets his own board. And that is out of play. Tim Lateef kicks it down to Justin Mitchell. Mitchell hands it off to Lateef. Down to Nat Knoll. Over to Mitchell. Push by Showtime. Tim Lateef grabbing his shoulder. So he might have some issues. Double team against Mitchell. A long reach by Baldwin as it is still a staff ball. Mitchell in and out, rebound by Baldwin as McKenzie's back in for Bishop. Gwynn swung around to McKenzie. McKenzie out to Kajawa. Kajawa driving in and gets it to go. 4-0 run for Showtime. It will truly shock me if the staff gets upset, but I do not think that the momentum that staff has can really overpower. Doug Smith with the outside shot, no good. Rebound by Mitchell as he puts up a three, no good. Rebound by Brandon Kajawa. Brad Kajawa going to the line. He'll be shooting too. Again, Murph, one of the key free throw shooters for them in last game, also key in this game. So far as Pete Engler and Reggie Chappell check back into the game for Knoll and Smith. Kajawa makes both. It's a 6-0 run. Staff does run out of steam late, but can they have enough steam to hold off Showtime? Mitchell drives, doesn't get it to go. Rebound by Baldwin. Mitchell isn't too happy with his play right now, I believe. Oh wow, that must have been all ball. Brandon Kajawa plows over Angler. Offensive foul against Kajawa as Chapel takes the charge. Or in this case, the Chapel fine. As maybe a momentum shift is starting to occur. Angler kicks it to Latif. Latif into Chapel. Chapel, no good. Rebound by Kajawa. Up to Gwynn. Gwynn for three, no good. Deflected out by Angler. It is Showtime ball. McKenzie almost loses it. He's got that speed for soccer. Hands it off to Kajawa. Kajawa for three. Oh, almost makes off the back. A rebound by Ben Franco. Justin Mitchell for three, and it's good. First points for Staff this half. It is a 6-3 run. It's a jump ball in favor of Staff as Stave Jan comes back into the game.
Let me put the, yeah.
As we're continuing action here right now. It's up. More intramural action on the way at the top of the hour as the Buds will be facing Diversity. Two 7-1 teams going at it. 1 seed out of the West versus 2 seed out of the East. Over and back, it is Showtime ball. Thank you for tuning in. It's already a fun night as this has been closer than anyone probably expected. Saft leading only by 7 with just under 13 to go as Brad Kajawa gets it to go. 25-20 right now. Chapel over to Angler. Angler gets back from baseline to the middle, rebounded by Brad Kajawa. Kajawa brings it up to McKenzie, swung back to Murph. Murph kicks it down to his brother. Brandon gets it to go for 2. Brandon Kajawa bringing this game to within 3, 25-22. 12:15 left to go. Justin Mitchell over to Ben Franco. Franco over to Chapel. Chapel loses it, but a foul is called. Angler out to Chapel. Chapel kicks it out to Mitchell. Mitchell for 3, and it's good. Back to a 6-point game. A timeout is called. We'll take it with them. 11:36 left to go. 28-22. We'll be back with more TMR Live after this.
What? All right. All right.
For those of you wanting an update on the NHL playoffs, it's the Bruins leading the Canadiens 3-2 in Game 7, 4:18 left to go in the third. Lightning lead the Pens 1-0, 4:43 left to go in the second period. Bergenheim had the goal with 5:41 in the second. As we're back to action here. After a timeout, Brad Kajawa misses a three, rebounded by his brother Brandon. Brandon skips it to Stave Jane, over to Will Gwynn. Gwynn over to Kajawa. Kajawa with the spin move and gets it to go. 28-24. As Diversity and Buds are arriving here, we're still about halfway left with this game. Justin Mitchell gets it to go. 30-24. Englert calling out shooter as Brandon Kajawa puts up a three, no good and out of play. Staff ball with 10:15 left to go. We're hoping we can get Andrew Godwin here to give us a pregame interview. Reggie Chappell kicks it down to Pete Englert and airs it out. And it is Showtime ball. Hoping we can get an interview from Andrew Godwin for our second game coming up at 10 o'clock. Stave Jane over to Jake Baldwin. Almost gets it to go. Rebound by Justin Mitchell. The one thing I do have to say is Staff have height as Mitchell misses a three. Rebound by Brad. Brad passes it up to Will Gwynn. Gwynn deflected out by Chappell. It stays with Showtime. As Phil Bishop checks back in. He's back in for Stave Jane. 8:50 left to go. 6-point lead. Phil Bishop for three, and it's good! Phil Bishop from downtown. Rebound by Justin Mitchell. Mitchell kicks out to the three-ball line, and he puts it up. And it's good with Brad Kajawa's hand. 33-27, 8-10 left to go. Make that 33-29. Brandon Kajawa gets it. Brad gets Englert off his back. Apparently Englert was the monkey. Will Gwynn for three. No good. Out the outstretched Baldwin into the hands of Justin Mitchell. Over to Reggie Chappell. Chappell at the top. Trying to waste clock. Englert down to Mitchell. Into Chappell. Lost to Brandon Kajawa. Brandon Kajawa gets it to Baldwin. Baldwin doesn't get it to high enough. And Reggie Chappell takes it away after a couple attempts by Baldwin. Swung quickly up as Mitchell puts it up and it rolls in. 35-29, still a 6-point game, just another minute gone. Under 7 to go. As a push out of bounds, Showtime ball. 35-29. Matt McKenzie back in. Nat Knoll, Pete Angler, Doug Smith, Reggie Chappell, and Justin Mitchell on court for staff. Kajawa hands it off to Kajawa, swung to Gwynn. Gwynn trips up, but kicks it to Brandon Kajawa, who puts up a 3, and it's good! Brandon Kajawa puts it from downtown as a 3-point game, 35-32. Reggie Chappell brings it up slowly. Oh, gets around Will Gwynn. Swings it down to Angler as he steps in. Stolen away by Brandon Kajawa as he is pushed, as Brandon Kajawa pushed out by Angler. 5:40 left to go. It's a narrow 3-point margin. Gwynn over to Baldwin. McKenzie at top. McKenzie over to Gwynn. Gwynn into Baldwin. Oh! Thought it was going. It is staff ball. 5 minutes to go. 35-32. Chappell has it guarded by both Kajawas. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell going to the line shooting too. I was away from the phone, that's why I didn't answer you right. Mitchell misses. Rebounded by Baldwin. Taken up by Brad Kajawa, a.k.a. Murph. Over to Brandon Kajawa. Kajawa puts it up. Oh, no good. $37-32 right now. Lead for staff as staff is bringing it up. Justin Mitchell misses, rebounded by Jake Baldwin. As a timeout is called, 3:48 left to go, 37-32. We'll be back with more after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You have a chance to vote on the player of the game. You can text your answer to 570-540-0062. You have a choice between Brad Kajawa, Justin Mitchell, Reggie Chappell, Brandon Kajawa, and Tim Lateef. Standard text messaging rates apply. As it is 37-35. If you want to text Phil Bishop, you can, because He hit that crucial three, and we are down by 2. As Justin Mitchell goes to the line. 3:37 left to go. Actually make it 3:25 as the clock line runs. I guess it just didn't get to run at the start. Mitchell makes the first. It's a 3-point game with 3 minutes left to go. We will have Coach Andrew Godwin a pregame interview with Coach Andrew Godwin right after this one ends. Jake Baldwin swings it to Matt McKenzie. McKenzie trying to get around Noel, but tries to get to Brandon Kajawa. It does eventually after a steal by Mitchell. And a steal back by Kajawa as Murph puts it up for 2. 39-37, 2.5 minutes left to go. Logwin tried to get it from Chapel, doesn't. Nat Noel, the big hero in the game against Buds, and swings it up to Chapel at the top. Around to Latif. Latif driving in, no good. Rebound by Logwin. Up to McKenzie. Oh, doesn't get to go. Rebound by Chapel. 1:50 left to go. 39-37. Chapel runs it down, runs into traffic. Backdoor to Tim Latif for 2. It's a 4-point game, 41-37, minute and a half to go. Brad Kajawa doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Reggie Chapel. Thrown ahead, and back to Tim Latif for 2. It's a 6-point game. Momentum has shifted into the staff's favor. Brad Kajawa trying to force it, but gets it to go! It's a 3-point game with a minute to go! And a timeout is called by Showtime. 1:01 left to go, 43-40. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back with more TMR after this. Again, coming up at the top of the hour, it is Buds versus Diversity. Buds, the number 1 seed out of the West at 7-1, and the Diversity at 7-1, and won last night, 52-31 against Black Mambas. Actually, the timeout was called at 1:05. They reset game clock to 1:05, 43-40. The current score, remember, you can vote for the player of the game by texting 570-540-0062. You got 6 choices. Tim Latif over to Doug Smith. Reggie Chapel back to Tim Latif. Deflected by Brandon Kajawa. Over to Brad Kajawa as a block, as a pushing foul is called. 47 seconds. Staff is trying to foul to stop the clock and to prevent any big shots like we know are capable. Brad Kajawa trying to get around. Brandon Kajawa for three, no good. Rebounded by Jake Baldwin eventually. Will Gwynn for three. As he will go to the line shooting three. 24.7 seconds. Oh my goodness. Will Gwynn needs to make these in order for this to be a game of epic proportions. Nat Noah was injured on the play. Pete Englert back in. Ben Franco also on the bench. Will Gwynn shooting three for Showtime. He misses the first. That's a crucial miss there. You definitely don't want to miss free throws this late in the game. Makes the second, 43-41. Matt McKenzie back in for Phil Bishop. Will Gwynn gets 2 out of 3. 24, 19 and 3/4 seconds left. 43-42. One and one. As the foul was against Showtime, Reggie Chappell going to the line. This right now is still anybody's game. Showtime, the undefeated team, entering this matchup at 8-0. And Reggie Chappell misses it. It's still a 1-point game. It's 43-42, 14.38 seconds.
It's 43-42.
It is 43. Staff leads 43-42. Oh, there we go. We are reset. As Showtime inbounds it. Oh, it's stolen away. Oh, wow. 3 seconds remain. Again, at the top of the hour, it's Buds versus Diversity. Lateef limping a little. He's been battered up today. He's shooting the 1-and-1. I believe it is 1-and-1. He gets the first. I think this might end. I think this might be over. It's a 44-42. There has to be a lot. And Justin Mitchell gets it, and that will do it. 46-42, the final. Staff remains undefeated with the final count of 46-42. I didn't receive any votes, but I will have to say the player of the game has to go to Justin Mitchell. Crucial plays by him put him well deserving of that honor. Of course, I am Mikey Edwards here.